the City Ground in Nottingham for the Littlewoods Cup semi-final first leg between the holders Nottingham Forest and Coventry City. Due to those historic events in South Africa this afternoon, our schedule has been slightly rearranged, but as you can see, we are just in time for the kick-off. Forest with the ball. The referee is Ken Redfern from Whitley Bay, and our commentators are Ian St John and Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Elton. Yes, we're ready to go. Bang on time now for this Littlewoods Cup semi-final first leg. Remember, they're played over 2 legs. Nottingham Forest, as Clough is quickly down there by Dobson, and referee Redfern will lead a word with the Coventry midfielder for that challenge early on. Remember, they're played over 2 legs, these semi-finals. And Cleverpeak conceding a corner rather clumsily there in the opening 30 seconds. A really blustery afternoon here, and a bit of rain in the wind as well. Downs challenging Jemson, and a throw to Coventry City. We'll, as soon as the ball goes dead for any length of time, we'll give you a quick check on the 2 teams, just to tell you straight away that Forest are unchanged, and Notts County, or rather Coventry City, have got Brian Kilcline, former Notts County star, of course, back in the centre of their defence. They've left out Kevin MacDonald and put Tony Dobson into the midfield. It's a throw to Coventry. Brian Boyers with it. Stuart Pearce used to be a Coventry player. A little flick on by Jemson. Forest the holders. Already 3 times, 78, 79, and last season. There's big Steve Agrizovic, 32-year-old, 6'5" goalkeeper of Coventry City. Pearce, a real swirling wind, which when the ball is in the air might be a little difficult for players to judge. A infringement there by Kilcline. Growing now, as you can see, a really handsome beard, a really imposing figure there, 6'2", 27 years old. He's had such problems with injury, with an Achilles, a groin and a calf this season. This is Steve Chettle for Nottingham Forest, who in most people's books are the favourites. But Coventry, we know, can play so well in cup ties, as they proved in the cup final of '87 when Greg Downs was a member of the side that beat Tottenham at Wembley. But they can play so badly as well, having lost in succeeding seasons in the FA Cup to Sutton United and Northampton Town. Not the best conditions for play today, Ian St John.
No, they're not, Brian. Very blustery out there, and the pitch is sort of almost drying out with it, and it's making it difficult for the players. But I'm sure it's going to be a very competitive game, as we've seen just from the first opening minutes, you know.
And there again, as
Pearce is in with a heavy tackle.
Pearce into Gallagher, the new player from Scotland, and, well, the game's been going 3 minutes, and Stuart Pearce will get a booking for the challenge on Kevin Gallagher. He does have these impetuous moments. He's done them in an England shirt as well. We saw that. There's a yellow card. And Stuart Pearce goes back. And Kevin Gallagher needs some attention. He does have those reckless moments. And he really is. He's not at all a bad full-back. But he really must curb those moments. Particularly, I would have thought, Ian St John, when you're thinking about an England future, and you're thinking about World Cups, and you're thinking about nervous referees in Italy and so on.
Well, that's right. In fact, the press had a go at him a few months ago for reckless tackling in an international match, and you can see he goes charging in, you know, from a position really and truly should never have gone for the ball.
Well, it's still some attention for Gallagher.
I'm just hoping that doesn't put young Gallagher out the game in any way, because I've been looking forward to seeing him.
There's the Forest unchanged side for the 10th successive game. Of course, Steve Hodge is the key factor in the midfield for them, the number 6, with 8 goals in his last 11 games. Well, let's just take Gallagher's all right again, a little bit shaken. It's only his second game since he came down from Scotland. He had a really sprightly opening game against Chelsea last week. There's Regis winning it in the air. Orlickson, the Icelandic player, getting there first for Nottingham Forest. Well, Livingston might get in behind them, and Sutton just got there first. And Livingston in a good run at the moment. He scored 4 in the quarter-finals against Sunderland and 1 last Saturday against Chelsea. In fact, he came for trials here at the City Ground, Nottingham. His dad was a pro, Joe Livingston, played, in fact, with Brian Clough at Middlesbrough and was in the Hartlepool side managed by Brian Clough, his first managerial job. And there is Livingston again. Walker with the header for Nottingham Forest. David Smith to Brian Burrows. And again, Chettle and Walker reassuringly behind Chettle. And it'll be a throw as the rain comes down again. Mickey Ginn. It's, as you say, Ian, a very competitive opening, but also a very nervy opening. As you know, you'll have played in semi-finals. They are very, very nervy occasions.
You're so correct, Brian. It's never the best game to play in the semi-final, but once you settle down, go over the first 10 minutes or so, I think we'll see more shape coming to the game.
And it's a Coventry throw. Brian Burrows with it. Ginn. Played to Dobson. He's got a role in the midfield, although he's a central defender or left back. That didn't reach Livingston, but it comes to Ginn. Challenged there by Chettle. Pearce gets it back. Trevor Pigg. Walker to Clough. Parker. Now Smith. If he can just save the ball from the touchline, and in went Laws. Made the ball firmly. Greg Downs with the throw for Coventry City. Smith. Dobson. Regis. Picking out Downs. Coventry will look for a very good, tight, professional performance here this afternoon. With the objective being that they would then want to finish the job in front of their own fans at Highfield Road in the second leg. But here's Regis. Crosby almost ran into trouble there in the shape of Gallagher. Shouldn't be any shortage of good wing play here today, with the likes of Crosby and Orlickson for Nottingham Forest and Kevin Gallagher and David Smith for that matter, for Coventry City. Free kick to Coventry. This is the Coventry side. Kevin MacDonald left out, playing in the number 4 shirt. And Dobson goes in there, and Kilcline is then saying back at number 5. There's Dobson. Ricocheted off the defender. Coventry get a corner. He says himself that his best position is left back, but he's obviously a very versatile young man. He plays centre back, and John Sillett now putting him into an important midfield role today. Gallagher playing it in. And Forest were momentarily in a little bit of trouble there. Gallagher again. Free kick, and Tony Dobson being called to referee Kev Redfern now. A challenge that was off the ball, Ian, was it?
Well, you're telling me that he prefers playing full-back or playing centre-back. In the middle of the field, he's making a lot of tackles like that because the game is much speedier than that.
Ginn in quickly. Rizovic then for Coventry City. A really cold grey afternoon. afternoon here in the East Midlands. Livingston with the back header. Trying to get Gallagher away. Livingston, a good powerful shot, and Sutton had to take that well. Well, that was the shot of a young man in form. 5 goals in his last 2 games. So Borrows again. And it's Coventry in these early minutes who are making more of the running. Forest have yet to even begin to attest Ogrizovic. Now here's Parker for them now. Orlickson. 10 minutes gone, no score. Orlickson from Nottingham Forest. Being watched by Downs, helped out by Smith. And it's a throw for Coventry. Substitutes this afternoon. Wilson and Starbuck for Nottingham Forest, MacDonald and Drinkle for Coventry. Orlickson just keeping in play. Downs throwing himself at the situation, and Forest get a throw. Jemson. Smith away. Jemson again. Good line in there as well. Oh, well retrieved there by Gary Parker. Finding Jemson. Clough up ahead of him. Hodge has made that darting little run of his as well. Here's Clough. Parker getting it back for Clough again. Gallagher ducked in on that one. But Coventry now in full flight as they come forward, the light blues. Stopped by Crosby. Crosby, that was a body check there by Gien. The referee quite right to give Forest a free kick for that one. Stuart Pearce will take the kick. Short to Nigel Clough. Just dropping off the front man again, hoping to release Hodge on one of his runs.
It's a move I think we'll see throughout the game, Brian. You know, Cloughy likes to come deep and pick the ball up, and by doing so he's always finds himself a bit of space, and then Hodge makes that little dart through the middle, so it's a great combination.
Dobson. Gin. Here's Walker. Pearce. Pearson again. Well, he fairly took the ball there as Regis went for it. Clough again trying to get Hodge through, and the Coventry tactic working there because Mickey Gien had trapped back well with Hodge. Chettle. Pearce. Gien. Walker. Jemson chasing, but Kilcline should get there first, and does. Must be so reassuring for Coventry fans to see this big man back in the centre of their defence. He made the decision himself that he wanted to play, that he'd only had one reserve game in something like 3 months. Sorry, Ian.
I was going to say, having said that, Jemson made himself up quite a few yards there. I would like to see them starting off levels on the run.
Gallagher. That's a good cross there. Quite good enough, though. Looking for Smith, but only finding goalkeeper Sutton. Here's Orlickson. Downs. Orlickson's after him. Downs again. Again off the Icelandic player. Parker in a bit of space. Clough ahead of him. Orlickson down the right. Jemson waiting in the middle. Forest streaming forward now, but stopped. Parker. Crossing this time to Nigel Clough. He tried to cushion it back for Orlickson, but in fact behind him there was quite a little gap towards goal. A foul there by Regis on Walker. A free kick to Nottingham Forest. Gary Parker. Jemson. There's a shot across the face of the goal. Crosby couldn't quite reach it on the far side. Burrows wheeling away and letting it go in a touch. Placed there by Nigel Jemson. Nottingham Forest 0, Coventry City 0 with a quarter of an hour gone. First leg of this Littlewoods Cup semi-final. Here's Hodge getting to that byline. Well, there's an indirect free kick just on the edge of that penalty area. But Gin clearly has got a vital role to play. Can he stop? The only way you're going to stop Hodge is running with him, as he did there, but that was a very dangerous challenge.
But a good decision by the referee,
Yep.
Brian, I thought. You know, the initial contact was made just outside the box.
Well, now Forrest have got plenty forward. Jemson, Hodge, Chettle, the six-footer from the back. Orlickson's in there too. And Coventry need to mark very closely, tightly, and with great professionalism here. It's driven in by Nigel Clough. We'll get another chance. Looped in this time, Kilcline with a header. And Burrows away, and I think a throw. It's Clough again. This time it's a corner. The first bit of pressure that Forest have been able to put on Coventry City. Gary Crosby. That's from a camera opposite that 6-yard area. Really congested 6-yard area it is as well. Floats the cross in. It was Regis who'd come back to lend a hand, who got it away. Pearce now to Crosby. Went past Downs. The referee said a dive. And Greg Downs comes back relieved to his left-back position. And Coventry City gets a goal kick. Again, a good decision by the referee.
It wouldn't surprise me, mind you, to see a penalty kick today, because we, as you were saying before, with 4 wingers playing and attacking defenders as they do, you may get a penalty kick this afternoon.
Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Oh, they wasted. Straight to Tony Dobson. Hodge. Little touch towards Jemson. Headed on to Parker. Orlickson's in space. Here's Orlickson. And Kilcline again there. Ogrizovic using his fists. Parker finding Pearce. In again there towards Clough. He's got past Trevor Peake. He's gone past Burrows. Across the face of the goal, and Orlickson almost in there. And it came off Downs for the corner. A real good snaky run there by Nigel Clough, and he looked as though he was falling all the way, and right at the end there he managed to whip in his cross. He went past Peake, and he went past Burrows. He looked to stumble there, and as he stumbled he got it across. And Orlickson was almost in a position to finish it off. Orlickson with this corner, floated in across the goal there, touched away, first by the goalkeeper and then by Mickey Gin. And Anglish looks in that Coventry City goal mouth at the moment as Forest put them under real pressure. Crosby. Pressed in once more, it wouldn't get through as far as Clough. There was a foul on the Coventry defender, and Coventry gets a free kick. Here we are, Ian. Orlickson's corner. Good punch away there. And a useful header away by Gin. Serving challenge again by Walker. Throw to Coventry City. Clough, delightful little ball for Crosby. Good challenge. No, it wasn't a good challenge. referee has decided a free kick to Forest. Here's Hodge. Pierce with the throw. Forest, in fact, beat Coventry in the Littlewoods Cup last season, in one of the early rounds, 3-2 here at the City Ground. And they've won at Highfield Road in the league this season. 2-0. Here's Orlickson. Whipped in across there. Clough's on the end of it. Try to play it back there for Parker. Who scored, of course, the winner in the semi-finals last season against Bristol City. Good work again by Clough, and good pace by Orlickson. Was aware of Parker, the little reverse pass there, and Parker way off target. But the game beginning to warm up a little bit nicely now between two sides. Both the managers of these sides, Brian Clough of Nottingham Forest, John Sillett of Coventry City, believe in the finer way the game should be played, neat and quick and to feet, with a lot of enthusiasm. But I think both, Ian, like to see it played with men with a smile on their faces as well. And that'll show you how much the breeze is behind Coventry City at the moment. Greg Downs with the kick. Walker versus Regis. It falls for Parker. Here's Clough. Downs very quickly onto him. It's a Coventry throw. Here's Kilcline. Right through to Steve Sutton, I imagine. It's Trevor Peake. It's Brian Kilcline. Kilcline, who played a lot of his football just down the road at Notts County, played 158 league games, and there you are. That'll show you how near the two grounds are. The Notts County ground just down the road from the City ground here, and Brian Kilcline played 158 league games down there for Notts County. He was captain of the FA Cup winning side in '87 against Tottenham. Gallagher. Regis. His 33rd birthday this week to Peake. Livingston. Fall for Walker. Hodge. Oh, lost himself there. Livingston picks it up. Gallagher. Burrows has gone outside it. Here come Coventry. Stopped by Parker. Cleared by Walker. Ball hanging in the air there. Orlickson miskicking. Smith looking to make something of it. Eventually it's Laws. Oh, a delightful ball now for Jemson. Inch perfect, that one, just down the byline, the touchline. And quite the cross that Crosby wanted. Chettle just holding up Regis. Oh, a good ball there, Regis. Gallagher just kept in. Back for Ginn, a real high up and under there, but Steve Chettle's there for Nottingham Forest. Mickey Ginn, great little worker in the midfield for Coventry, to Brian Burrows. It's Orlickson, the best of headers away. Downs playing it in again. And Walker making the clearance. Still 0-0 with this 25 minutes gone in this Littlewoods Cup semi-final, first leg. Straight to Parker from Peak. Jemson. Trying to take on Kilcline to turn him. Kilcline stood his ground, made his challenge. The best moment. Crosby. Pete might get there first. Gin. Hodge going after him. The biter bit. Jim has been trying to hold on to Hodge. And Hodge that time dispossessed Jim. Regis. There's Pearce. Oh, bad ball there by the Forest captain. Straight to David Smith. And now to Greg Downs. Chipped in towards Livingston.
All a little scrappy at the moment, Brian, as far as Coventry are concerned. You know, they haven't quite got their act together. In fact, I don't think we've had a shot at goal from them, have we? Yes, we have.
Yes,
Livingston. Livingston, the goalkeeper made actually a good save from him. But they're a bit scrappy, and both sides really haven't settled down. I think the conditions have to play a part in this, and is one of the reasons. But I also do think that Coventry are quite happy the way it is at 0-0, and I think it's an attitude of mind of it coming to play this team here.
Here's Olixon. Dobson kicking it away there. The referee, very good referee there. Not making a great fuss about it, but he made his point to Dobson. He was talking about Trevor Peake. Quite a week of birthdays, in fact. Coventry. Trevor Peake 33 this week. Cyril Regis 32, and Tony Dobson, we saw a moment ago there, his 21st birthday this week. Dobson going in on the challenge, but it comes to Greg Downs. Gallagher almost lost out there. Jim, though, spreading a good ball wide for the full-back Brian Borrows. Livingston. Back to Mickey Ginn. Crosby's after him. Here's Dobson. Borrows. Livingston. Pearce to Chettle. And now Laws. Getting a bit of pace to it, but then showed too much of it to Greg Downs. Could open up things here, although it's deep for Coventry. Livingston hoping to get away, and Hodge getting back there, doing some good covering for Nottingham Forest.
Excellent covering, actually, because if he hadn't done that, if he hadn't done his little covering job there, Gallagher was clean through.
Fairly aimless kick by the goalkeeper Steve Sutton there, giving possession back to Coventry City. Here's Greg Downs, a 31-year-old former Norwich fullback. Chettle, full of confidence, but then a poor ball at the end of it. Jensen. Drizzling quite hard, but probably not quite hard enough at the moment to give the pitch that greasy top, which probably would improved conditions for everybody. Walker reads it so well. Now Clough. Olixon outside him. Parker through the middle. Jensen too. Here's Gary Parker. Played for Hodge. Laws. Trying to get Hodge in. If you saw again how well Mickey Ginn stuck to his job there, very disciplined indeed for Coventry City. And here's Gallagher now for the Light Blues. Half stopped by Stuart Pearce. Livingston going in as well. Smith can pick up the pieces now for Coventry. Regis to Burrows. Regis again. Smith. Just in there towards Regis. Olixon looking around, thought about the pass back to Sutton, and then suddenly realised there was plenty of space for him ahead to make his own run. And he'll continue with it now. Paul Klein's after him though. Oh! I think it was an accidental trip there. And Olixon told to get up. There's a free kick given to Nottingham Forest.
It could have been worse, but Klein could have landed on top of it.
Oh my word, can you imagine being chased by Paul Klein? Work here by Laws. Now, has he got a good cross in there? No. Trying to whip one in for Jemson and Clough. He fell instead to big Steve Agrizovic. Steve Sutton in his testimonial year here at Forest. Pete, the first to show. Regis there. Pearce again for Forest. Here's Crosby. Great challenge by Burrows. It's going to be a goal kick. Talking about two managers who like their men to play with smiles on their faces, but these, for managers as Brian Clough, are really anxious times with Wembley beckoning.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to go back there and defend this trophy. It's the one he stole last year.
The blessed Mexican way around the place at the moment. Always an indication that the crowd are a bit restless so far as the game's concerned when they indulge in that. But Olixon was trying to get things going for Forest. And it'll be a free kick to the home side. Hodges made a little break. Clough, Jemson and Crosby. A lack of inches actually, so it's played to feet on the ground there for Forest. Here's Olixon again. Trying to wrong foot Smith. Gets another go. Ooh, gets a good cross in there. And Crosby almost on the end of it. As Coventry breathe again, and Burrows now seems to be setting something up for them at the other end. Dobson. Livingston's up there. Gallagher's made a break as well. And there was a little toe poke there by Pearce that got it away. Nonetheless for Steve Livingston again for Coventry. Fouled by Chettle, a free kick. A terrific cross by Olixon just now that very nearly produced something for Forest, Ian.
Well, actually, the Forest are having more success down this right-hand flank than they are on the other side of the field. And Olixon's such an unpredictable player, but got a very good cross on there.
Right, but at the other end, we concentrate on this Coventry City free kick. Ginn and Downs over it, but Kilcline, Regis and Livingston on the far side, and people maybe we ought to be watching, and it's Walker who gets it away. Clough just winning it in the air above Dobson. Downs, in haste, puts it into touch. Minutes of the game gone, and still scoreless in this first leg of the Littlewoods Cup semi-final. Johnson won that handsomely in the air. Clough brought down, and the referee calling Phil Klein to him. That'll be another yellow card. To add to the one, if you have just joined us, that Stuart Pearce got within the first 3 minutes of the game for a challenge on Gallagher. So it's a free kick, which Forest will take. Stuart Pearce will take it. Parker. Trying to get Hodge away. Forest corner. Short to Hodge. Back again to Crosby. Now for Pearce. A little flick in by him. Oh, was that handball? Yes, it was a handball by Regis. That may have been... the wind took the ball and wrong-footed Cyril Regis. Regis claims it came off his thigh. The linesman, who was in a good position to see... Well, Saint?
Well, it looks very dicey from this angle, certainly. It looks as if Cyril had his arm out and was trying to get it away.
Straight at the goalkeeper, who dived one way and into the net it went. Wasn't the best of penalties, actually.
Well, I was just saying the other day, Jimmy and I were talking about this, Jimmy Greaves and I, we said if the goalkeeper stands still, they're going to hit him with it, because all the players now seem to be hitting in the middle of the goal. But, you know, the linesman didn't have his flag up for the incident, and he was facing it, more so than the referee, who was at the other end of the penalty area there. So maybe Big Cyril Regis has been hard done to there.
Wouldn't mind having a look at that again sometime, and I've no doubt we'll be doing it at half-time, because that is a really big, controversial moment. When the ball goes dead, maybe we'll get that chance. It's Brizovic with the clearance. Smith to Downs. But a vital breakthrough for Nottingham Forest. Greg Downs with these, well... may have touched the hand, it certainly touched the thigh. The referee said Cyril Regis, it's handball. Forest scored the goal. Downs with the kick. Phil Klein's up there. Livingston will be another one they aim for. Short to Smith instead. Downs. Pearce with the header. Gallagher was coming in dangerously just behind him. Pete. Follows. Rain coming down much heavier now. It may well slick the surface up a little bit. Smith. She's seeking now to put that disappointment behind them and get back on level terms. Regis. Dobson from a long way out. He's never scored for Coventry City. Tony Dobson, Coventry-born lad. Minutes of the first half left. Forest leading by a goal to nil. Goes for Hodge. Flick to Jemson. Whacked away by Dobson. Forest throw. unfairly from behind. It wasn't Clough's challenge, it was the challenge from behind by Laws. And another free kick to Coventry City. Greg Downs with it. To Smith. Played in towards Regis. Good challenge by Walker. Here's Jemson. I think Crosby will have too much work to do there. Burrows gets it successfully to Gallagher, gets it back to Burrows. Downs. It's going to be a goal kick. Regis will argue long and hard that that was not a handball. The slow motion, I must say, is a little inconclusive. It looked as though there might have been a hand there. It's certainly, Regis was saying that the ball touched his thigh, and that was also probably true. What's also true is the referee decided that it was a penalty, and there's no point in arguing after that. Good jump by Dobson, an offside flag up against Steve Livingston, and a free kick to Forest. The other semi-finalists, of course, in this competition, Oldham Athletic and West Ham, two second division sides. They play their first leg on Wednesday night up at Oldham. Two minutes of the first half are left. Regis hanging in the air there. A little flick on to Livingston. That looks as though that might could be quite a promising combination. Burrows hit high towards Regis. Chettle couldn't get there. In fact, it was Laws who got it away. Nice turn there by Smith. Dobson. Should be a keeper's ball, no. Walker took the responsibility and didn't make much of an appearance with it, and Mickey Chin hitting it high and over. Goal kick.
I think if Coventry are going to get into this game, Brian, you might find it better in the second half playing against a win, because there's been a lot of balls that have been overhit and goal kicks that have been too far to give Regis and these other front players a bit of a chance. But the quality of the passes going in has been very poor.
Kilcline's header. Parker. Last one for the first half. Clough towards Jemson, but Kilcline will get there first. Our studio guest today is Graham Taylor, the very successful manager of a successful Aston Villa side at the moment. I'm sure that penalty will be the major talking point so far as he and Elton Wosby are concerned. Burrows. Saw that there might be some profit coming down this left flank with Downs, but it's cut out by Parker. Here's Laws. Stopped by Smith. Parker getting in again. Here's Orlickson. Terrier-like tackling back by David Smith. We're into time added on for stoppages at the end of the first half. Laws with the throw for Forest. Smith, it'll be a corner for Forest. The question is whether there'll be time enough to take it. Orlickson with it. Played short to Hodge. Olsen again, floated there towards Gary Crosby. And Burrows might well get Gallagher on the run for Coventry City. Gin's made a great break through the middle for him, and so too is David Smith. Walker holding him up, just long enough maybe. Gallagher again. And Walker in the end just taking command. And it's a goal kick. Such a consistent player. The Forest fans have a chant. They say you'll never beat Des Walker, and it must be a great comfort to Bobby Robson to have a young man like this in his World Cup squad. Half-time whistle. Forest are leading by that controversial penalty, 1-0, scored by Nigel Clough. And that'll be a point for Graham Taylor and Elton Wellesby to discuss, which comes up after this break.
Welcome back. It's Forest 1, Coventry 0. Not a typically exciting Littlewoods Cup semi-final. The big talking point, of course, about that penalty in the first half. Was it or wasn't it? Well, we'll get stuck into that little puzzler momentarily. But first of all, it is a very good afternoon to the manager of the month for November, December and January. But a mixed February so far.
Yes, just a little one, but a nice result for us yesterday, so we hope we can continue with the results that we've been getting over the last 2 or 3 months.
Now, you've had a recent experience of a Cup two-legged semi-final. Are you disappointed with what we've seen so far this afternoon?
No, not really, because I think, you know, we've got these conditions. We've got a bit of a sticky pitch as well. And over a two-legged semi-final, it is different from the one match. And it's a game that's going the way that I thought it would go. I think that Coventry, with Gin and Dobson, they've stuck them on, those two on Parker and on Hodge. And I think it's important, even for the fact that they're 1-0 down, that they still keep working that way. Because one of the problems about playing against Nottingham Forest, it seems a rather silly thing to say, but if you get over-adventurous, if you throw people forward rather carelessly, then they are probably the best in the country at breaking at you, even on their own ground.
I think the general feeling is that they are actually a little bit unfortunate to be 1-0 down at this stage. Here we go with the was it or wasn't it a penalty, Graham. This is where you earn your corn on the match.
Well, first of all, I'll say that it was a penalty because the referee gave it, and the only thing is that we can go on is what the referee sees and he decides. Having said that, you can see the ball there. It drops in on Cyril Regis, and I think he's a little bit unfortunate because I think he's trying to take his hand away from it. In it goes, it's against the wind, it drops on him. From there, he's trying to get his hand out of the way. It's arguable whether it did actually hit his hand, but even if it did, I don't think it was an intentional handball. And I think in this case, Cyril's got to consider himself and Coventry somewhat unfortunate that the referee saw it differently and gave the decision that way.
Worth making the point that Ken Redfern, the referee, actually made the decision from behind the play, and it wasn't the linesman who awarded that penalty kick, which was tucked away, Graham, very nicely by Nigel Clough. There is a theory that if a goalkeeper just stands up and stands still, then he'll save half the penalties hit at him, and this would have been the case if Steve Igrizovic had done that.
Yeah, I'll just call him Steve. I think he'll just wish that he stood up all of the time, yes.
Yes, it is one of the problems, isn't it, with these long-winded
yes.
names? Yes, that's really right. Thanks for that, Graham. We'll talk again full time. And don't forget, all the goals from yesterday come up at the end of the match. Graham's win here against Sheffield Wednesday. And one of the goals of the day, undoubtedly, by Dean Saunders of Derby County. It's his 19th of the season. How about this for a race? Saunders wins it, and so did Derby. We'll be back. Nottingham Forest Forest leading Coventry by 1-0. Nigel Clough's somewhat fortuitous penalty. Although, Graham, you made the point very early to me in the first half that you thought that his little duel with Brian Kilcline was going to be one of the fascinating features of this semi-final first leg.
Well, I think for a number of reasons. I think it always will be where Nigel's concerned, because he doesn't play in the orthodox centre-forward manner. He's forever wandering off people. And I think when Brian, who's been out of the game for so long, I think there's going to be great demands placed on him the longer the game goes on. Not so much in the physical sense, but you really have to concentrate with Nigel Clough. And I think everybody knows that as the tireder you get as the game goes on, the more hard it is to concentrate. And
especially on a day like today, it's rather unpleasant now.
So.
The rain is coming down quite hard, and the pitch is going to be pulling on the old limbs, isn't it?
Very much so, and I think this is where somebody with the sharp, quick brain of Nigel Clough, I think he'll play an important part.
Do you think Coventry's policy now will be one of containment as much as anything else? I mean, 1-0 going into the second leg at home wouldn't be a bad situation for them, really, would it?
Well, it wouldn't, although Forest are very good at going away from home on either a draw or a defeat. But I think that, it's not for me to say, but I think that probably John would be quite happy if it remains this way.
We can find out, doing my job as a link man there, Graham, because we can find out precisely what John Sillett thinks now. He's with Gary Newbon.
John, let's find out, first of all, what you think about that penalty decision. On our replay, let me tell you, it looks as if it hit his thigh.
Well, Cyril's a very honest lad, and he said he brought it down on his thigh. That's what he said, very harsh decision. And I thought the linesman must have given it because he was facing in there, but they said, no, the referee gave it. Very disappointed with that decision. Because our boys have done great. They haven't had a shot at goal yet, you know. We've done the right thing, I feel, up to now. I'm going to push for 2 strikers on up a bit and get them working a bit closer together and start delivering stuff in the box. Because Luke tells me that's the way to play.
Thanks.
So we watch then for the 2 Coventry strikers being pushed up even more to try and retrieve this situation at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest leading by 1-0. Downs playing it in. Walker, it might just have skidded off. There's Walker's foot, and indeed it did. It gives the Coventry a corner in the opening half-minute of this second half. Which Gallagher will take. Big Kilcline's up there, will need some marking. Livingston another 6-footer. Regis another 6-footer. Dobson another 6-footer. So Coventry have pulled all their big men forward. Came off Stuart Pearce, and it skidded off that turf because, as Elton was saying at half-time, the rain is really coming down now, and the top is a greasy one. And the ball really skidded off, and as you can see, it's a pretty miserable afternoon now, and a really blustery wind blowing more or less behind Nottingham Forest. Clough. Forest will get that back again to Ogrizovic. It's anything but cricketing weather, and Steve Ogrizovic, a fine cricketer, in fact played, he was telling me, for Nottinghamshire second 11, just within 100 yards from behind the stand where we are sitting at Trent Bridge. Without David Speedy, who's suspended, and without Dean Emerson and Lloyd McGrath in midfield through injury. Regis. Livingston arrived late and almost got a shot in it, but it was charged away. Speedy, incidentally, will be eligible for the second leg, and here's Crosby being chased by Gallagher and well beaten by the Scottish winger. Walker being hounded by Livingston, but went coolly to Steve Sutton. Peak. Once more to Agrizovic. Regis. Pearce. Getting it away up to Jensen. Jensen's little touch almost getting Parker in, but Dobson read that well for Coventry. Peak. Chettle miscued that header, helped out by Hodge. A little flick there by Ricky Ginn. Livingston battling away, Crosby getting in there, the ball just kept in play. Pearce then finding Crosby, he's blocked down by Burrows, and it'll be a free kick. Pearce into Clough. Behind to Laws. And the target, and all wide too from Brian Laws. As I'm saying, they've won it 3 times. Finalist once, which means, of course, they've never lost the semi-final. Coventry have been in one semi-final of the Littlewoods Cup. It was the League Cup then, way back in 1981, and they lost to West Ham. Burrows. Pearce. Again. He comes as far as Downs. Smith. In goes Laws again. He's had an exceptionally good first half and doing well in the second as well as Laws. Here's Clough now, trying to turn Greg Downs, does so with a little flick there. Jensen couldn't quite get on the end of it. Smith did his work well for Coventry City. Smith with 10 under-21 caps for England, a boy from Gloucester. Dobson into Livingston. Ginn to Downs. Towards Regis, but it was Pearce who got a not very convincing clearance in, but it found Parker, who in turn finds Clough. Holding off Peak. Bringing in Olixon. Now, what sort of cross can he produce? One for Nigel Clough. It ricochets there, and Jensen lost his feet and couldn't quite finish it off. But there was a good chance there for Nottingham Forest, Ian St John.
Well, marvellous play by Nigel Clough in the first instance, and got the return pass, had the shot, ricochet there, and as you say there, Jensen couldn't really get his feet to the ball. It just skidded off and were through to the goalkeeper.
Scored in each of his last 3 games. And is the Barclays Young Eagle of the Month. Yes. In fact, in winning that Barclays Young Eagle of the Month, Nigel Jensen, which was a panel chaired by Bobby Robson. Robson said he's been so impressed by him. He's difficult to mark and difficult to contain. And keeping David Curry out of the Forest side, although Curry, of course, is ineligible for the Littlewoods Cup. Curry bought recently from Barnsley. So there's Nigel Jensen, who used to be with Preston North End. To Olixon. Clough again. And again Clough, this time trying to get Hodge through on one of those characteristic runs of his. Well, it was Laws on that occasion.
Laws gets forward very well, Brian. He's not a full-back that comes up on the flank and does overlaps on the touchline. You know, he goes through the inside right position.
Hodge going in, beaten well though by Ginn. Hodge is coming back for another stab at it. And there's Hodge again. Sticking out a delicate little left foot pass for Orlickson on the far side. Jemson waiting in the middle. Crosby's up there too. And Orlickson losing it to Livingston, who got back well. Here's Laws again. Kept in play very well towards Orlickson as he brought down, no foul. Referee was right. Steve Livingston. Well intercepted by Walker. Here's Clough for Forest. Into the path of Jensen maybe, but Burrows got back well.
Both right backs are playing very well today. I think Brian Burrows had an excellent first half as well. You know, he's very quick. He's kept his winger Crosby very quiet, and it was linked up well down the right-hand side.
Chettle. Peake. Goes Parker, wins it in the air. Trevor Peake again. Towards Regis. Pearce in there for Forest. Livingston's up there still, though, for Coventry. Laws trying to get back and succeeds in getting it back to Steve Sutton. Good run at the moment, Forest. They've lost only one of their last 9. Jemson now finding Clough. Burrows. Now, can Gallagher get on the end of that? No. Walker again had read it well. Klein. Now Burrows. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Nigel Clough's 37th minute penalty. His 4th penalty of the season, his 10th goal of the season. Putting Forest in the lead.
He's coming more and more into the game, young Nigel Clough. He's finding space and his use of the ball is excellent.
Pearce. Clough. Finding Pearce again. He wasn't prepared to allow Pearce the luxury of turning and getting across in there. Good, solid defender, Trevor Peake for Coventry. Here's Pearce again. His crosses in there. Klein couldn't quite get to it. Orlickson couldn't get to it either. And now Laws, a long-range shot maybe. Oh, hit with tremendous power. And Ogrizovic happy just to get his hands to it in the end. Maybe it was moving a lot in the wind. And he really hit them with great power, did Laws. And Ogrizovic got his hands behind it and was quite happy, really, that he went behind for the corner. So here is the Forest corner taken by Orlickson. Hodge the first to show again. Back to Orlickson. Cross comes in. Clough there with a header. Just glanced off the top of it and sends Burrows again on his way for Coventry City. Smith. Dobson. To Downs. Forest still leading 1-0.
Poor Greg Downs, really, his passing today, his distribution has been appalling. He really I don't think he's found a blue jersey all afternoon.
Well, his afternoon certainly wasn't made by the fact that I picked him out on the street to score the first goal.
I mean, he's been doing a good job defensively. You know, you can't fault him on that at all. But it's just that he's used to the ball. Whether the wind's troubling him more than other people, I don't know.
Laws again covering well for Forest. And Peake gets it. There's Hodge darting in behind them as Kilcline went for it with Jemson, and neither made a contact. Free kick to Forest. A foul by Gin on Steve Hodge. Maybe a free kick. Orlickson will take it. Chettle's up from the back. Jemson, Clough, Crosby all in there waiting to pounce. Hodge will float it in there instead. Kilcline got it away. Pierce. Walker available. Laws again. Mallows, a little dummy there by Hodge. But allowed Parker in. Here's Hodge again. And there are some 7,000 of them here in the City Ground today. A crowd of just over 26,000, all ticket. And Agrizovic with the goal kick. Burrows just keeping it in play. Crosby couldn't take control either, but now he can. He gets it away from Gallagher. The chip forward leaves too much work for Jemson to do. Kilcline was likely to get there first. He's just had that one reserve game in the last 3 months after injury, but he was always in pole position there. Now he's one who might well feel the pressure as the minutes go by. Crosby, Jemson, turning well, finding Clough. Parker just keeping it going. Dobson was in again. Livingston. Then we go back to Agrizovic. Regis. Chettle's header, Dobson's pass, Chettle returning it again, Parker. It's a bit mucky through that middle. I'm surprised they're not doing this more often, getting Orlickson down one side and Crosby down the other. Well, Orlickson nearly lost his feet there. And it clipped off him for a Coventry throw to be taken by Greg Downs. It's the Coventry fans who are beginning to rouse themselves. The side are still a goal down. Livingston's header. Regis up there as well. Pierce in very quickly indeed before Regis could do anything at all, and it came off Smith. It'll be a goal kick. He sees that danger so quickly, Ian. He got himself booked within 3 minutes. If he could just eradicate that moment of recklessness from his game, he would be an excellent fullback.
Well, he is an excellent fullback, but as you say, a little bit erratic at times. I think in the early minutes of games, people are a bit hyped up when they come out, and they want to make an instant impression in the game. And he went for a ball really that was never his, and got himself booked.
Walker versus Regis. Smith getting past Laws. And this is a good run. But then it's taken away by Steve Hodge. Poor final pass. He had a choice of Jemson and Crosby and gave it straight to the Coventry defender. And here's Greg Downs on the far side. Again, that long ball looking towards Livingston. But instead it finds Des Walker. Livingston was holding on to Walker's shirt, and Walker complaining to Crosby that he wanted him to come a little closer for the pass. Well, it's Clough on the ball now for Forest. Orlickson outside him. Will he take on Downs? No, the cross comes into Jemson, and a simple header goes behind for the goal kick.
You know, that move was started in the middle of the field by a quick Forest free kick. And you'll notice, Brian, right throughout the game, Forest will always take the ball quickly and get on with the game. And they caught Coventry having a look around there. And, you know, it's something I think other teams might copy.
Orlickson's header. Jemson. Oh, that's easy for Downs. So Greg Downs now. Let's see what sort of pass he can find as Coventry comes streaming forward looking for this equaliser. And it came off Stuart Pearce. And now it's Parker. Dobson. Stopped by Hodge. Oh, what a good ball by Hodge. Jemson's after this. Clough waiting in the middle. Jemson caught maybe a little bit in two minds.
I think he's inexperienced there again, Brian, and I've noticed that throughout the game that the two very experienced central defenders of Coventry have got a young fella at the moment to well under wraps because his inexperience is really showing.
Forest, in fact, Ian, I think have pushed Nigel Clough a little more forward in this second half, and he's up there now as Laws takes this run. Cut out again, but Laws gets it back once more. Will he get another cross in? But it's far too firmly. It goes behind for the goal kick. "20 minutes gone of the second half. Forest 1, Coventry City 0. 25 minutes of tension left, really, as Coventry will not wish to concede another thing. And of course, what a bonus it would be if they could pull this goal back. Coventry for their part, well, Forest for their part, desperately seeking a second goal. In the meantime, it's Mickey Ginn. In for Tony Dobson. Little flick there towards Regis. Smith on the far side, who took a tumble and got himself up quickly. Downs, who's gone outside him. Smith with the cross. And it was Hodge who got it away as far as Jemson. And now to Crosby. Challenge from behind, no foul. Crosby picks it up again, though, for Forest. Will he take them all on? He's got Jemson, who's made a great break, and it just came off Dobson's foot. So now it's Gallagher. Hitting a long ball towards Regis, but Walker was there for Forest. Here's Jemson again, just got there a fraction before Borrows. Ginn. Nice little touch by Livingston. What a good ball played by him to Mickey Ginn. And now to Gallagher. Ginn again. Looking for Livingston. Gallagher. A foul on him by Pearce. And a free kick to Coventry in a position of some danger so far as Forest are concerned. Just outside the box, Brian Borrows will take it. Livingston is poised on the far side with Regis. Dobson's up there with him as well. Play for Smith. Cross there again, and Chettle got it away. Downs to Peake. Forest have pulled everybody except Crosby back. But Smith gets round Hodge. Can you get round Pearce? No. Just about halfway through the second half now, still 1-0. And another corner for Coventry City. David Smith lining it up. Dobson is going towards the near post. Livingston and Regis, and Kilcline has now come forward from the back. Once again, the Forest defence was equal to it. Regis playing it short now for Ginn. But Laws untangles himself and gets the ball clear, but it'll be another Coventry throw. Chettle getting it back. Peake's header. Here's Dobson. Doing a good solid job in the midfield as a makeshift midfielder is Tony Dobson. But here's David Smith. And it might come for Livingston. Walker kept his head superbly. Now can Crosby get on the end of that? Dobson got it back to Agrizovic. Not a bad spell this for Coventry now. They're beginning to threaten a little more, Ian.
Very good spell. Mickey Ginn very much involved in it as well. The little fella has kept going all afternoon, done a good marking job, you know, on Hodge, and he's now coming into the game and linking up for Coventry.
Ginn, here he is again. Back to Trevor Peake. Hodge stopped that one, and it got headed by him for Clough. He's got Crosby up alongside him. Here's Crosby. It'll come to Parker. And there's bags of space on the far side for Orlickson. Attacking downs, comes to Parker. Into the path of Hodge. And a goal kick then to Coventry City. Regis just shaking off Hodge as though he didn't exist. Gallagher. Sutton will need to go for that one, and does. He's not had a lot to do this afternoon. He missed some 6 weeks or so with injury. Forest fans are claiming he's now back to his best. Walker. Dobson. Oh, lost that one. Hodge went in for it. But Dobson got it back again. Regis. Here's Ginn. Might let fly from here. Certainly should from here. No, the little chip in, and Walker got it away again. Helped by Pearce. The ball flicking off Gallagher, so it'll be Forest's throw. But there are moments when Coventry begin to look really threatening. Peake. Smith. Again, Walker standing firm, but this time there's a free kick to Coventry City. A really good central position here, and Forest will need to build that wall effectively. Kilcline's in there, Dobson, breakdowns, Burrows, they all want a little bit of this, and are arguing the point at the moment. They pushed Gallagher into the wall to make mischief. It's going to be Kilcline, it's going to be a real blast. And the wall is such a formidable one, I doubt whether Steve Sutton can see it. But it hits straight into that wall of red. Chipped in once more. Orlickson, oh, poor header. Straight to Dobson! And Livingston! Well, Coventry are level. The goal man at the moment, Steve Livingston. 4 against Sunderland, 1 against Chelsea last week, and after that, poor header out by Orlickson, Dobson playing it in, and suddenly Livingston is there first before Sutton, and it's tied up at 1-1. Ian St John.
An excellent goal, we have to say. What a terrible, terrible mistake by Orlickson in the first instance. But there, that's good striking, isn't it? Big, brave, strong lad. Now Orlickson has got the hook now, they've just taken him off.
And on comes Philip Starbuck for Nottingham Forest. Yes, Brian Clough wasting no time. Orlickson's off. That was a bad mistake, a poor header away. And Steve Livingston, the man who was once on trial here at the City Ground, but fancied Coventry more than he did Nottingham, has put Coventry level at 1-1. good strike by a man in form. His 6th goal of the season. They've all come in the last 3 games. Now, how can Forest respond to that? Wilson again towards Crosby. Instead it's Gallagher. In goes Pearce. And Walker there first. Forest defence had looked so sure and so solid, but they were then suddenly wrong-footed by that poor header away by Olixon. And Livingston did the rest after some good work by Dobson. It's thrown it wide open now as Downs gets it away for Coventry. Chettle with the header. Parker. Clough to Philip Starbuck. Almost his first touch. Just wide there from Brian Laws again. It flicked off a Coventry defender because Forest have got the corner. There's some jostling going there between Hodge and Burrows, and the referee sorting it out. A handshake. The corner coming up, taken by Crosby. They'll come to Crosby again. Looking to get to that byline, floated right in there. Good work by Brizovic. Standing 6'5", he was always entitled to get that one. Terrific strike there by the fullback. And just flicked off Kilcline and just flicked off Brizovic as well. Actually, looking at that save with that moment from that slow motion there, Ian, it will have been an excellent save by Brizovic.
I thought it was, actually. I thought he just got a fingertip to it and then the way.
Downs. Parker. Starbuck. He's a good central striker. At the moment playing out on the right because Olixon's off. It's a throw to Forest with a little under a quarter of an hour left. Just coming in towards Nigel Clough. Crosby almost on the end of it. Jemson tried to turn it in. And Downs in the end. Oh, my goodness, very nearly gave that away to Clough. Fortunately for him, Brizovic was down quickly. Referee just confirming that the goalkeeper's not hurt. And we go on with the score 1-1. Downs caught a little bit in 2 minds and didn't get nearly enough purchase on that header. Clough was in there, but Brizovic was quicker. Here's Clough again. Cut out by Downs. Finding Regis. Burrows. Here's Walker. Great tracking back by Livingston, but Hodge just had the pace on him. It's Crosby. Now, is he going to take on Burrows? He'll try something from long range. He has a well-struck shot by Gary Crosby. And Brizovic again covering it well. Chettle's header. Crosby's touch, Pearce's clearance, Jemson. A little flick there, but it'll be too firm again. It's into touch for a Coventry throw. eventually it comes out to Chettle. And now to Parker. Here's Laws. Starbuck on the far side. Laws again. Parker. Clough. Striving now to make this home advantage play, having been pulled back to 1-1. Johnson trying to turn Kilcline, and Kilcline giving him a little shove in the back. And so it'll be a free kick now to Forest on the edge of the Coventry box. Nigel Clough with a penalty, Steve Livingston with an equaliser. Standing at 1-1 with a little over 10 minutes of this Littlewoods Cup semi-final first leg remaining. Well, it might be a Clough curler here, it might be a Pearce blast. Oh, a tremendous goal by the Forest captain, Stuart Pearce. A fantastic free kick goal with blistering power from Stuart Pearce. Wham! Against the crossbar, behind, nothing Abrizovic could do about it. Ian St John.
What a real stunner of a goal that was, Brian. That was a beauty. He won't have many like that in his career. Certainly won't have many better.
And against his old club, Coventry City, for whom he played, 51 league games. Nothing like doing your old club down. And Stuart Pearce booked after only 3 minutes. That's a happier side of his story now as he's restored Forest's lead. Pearce, rather peak. Regis. Now let's see what Coventry's answer to that is. It was a goal Forest badly needed because Coventry, having drawn level, had begun to look quite dangerous, with the second leg still to come, remember, at Coventry. Laws gets it away. Clough on this one, and this is where Forest can be so dangerous on the counter thrust. Here's Parker. Not when they give the ball to Dobson in that fashion. David Smith now for Coventry. A great run by Gallagher, but it comes to nothing as Forest find Phil Starbuck. Clough on the far wing. Starbuck. Now Downs to Smith. Here's Burrows. Again to Burrows. And now that scuttling little midfield player, Mickey Ginn. Burrows again. A fine game. Gallagher. Oh, that's miraculously stayed in play. And here's Stuart Pearce again. Livingston, who went for a trial here and decided he didn't like it, scoring against Forest. Pearce, who used to play for Coventry, scoring against Coventry. And Forest leading 2-1 with about 8 minutes left. Might come through to Livingston. Took just a little too long to decide to play the ball wide, and Walker was in there again. But here's Mickey Ginn, a little touch for Regis. Livingston up ahead of him, and here's Gallagher for Coventry City. Cutting inside Pearce this time. But Hodge, once again, was there for Forest. Ian, you've got to name a man of the match very shortly. It won't be easy today for you.
No, it won't be, but I shall do my best, and of course, as usual, everybody will disagree with it. Well, I was looking at Brian Kilcline there, who, I think's had an excellent game. The big fella coming back off injury, and at first I thought, well, he might look a bit dodgy, but I think he's come through the game well, so he's a contender. Burrows, I think, has played it excellent at right back. I think that little triangle down the right-hand side here with Gallagher and Jim has worked well for Coventry.
Well, here is Burrows.
As far as Forest are concerned, Nigel Clough, I always like to see Nigel play. I think he's an excellent little footballer. Always uses the ball well, very intelligent player.
Walker's done well.
Yes, he has. It's
And
centre
Laws.
back, yes.
In the meantime, it's Smith for Coventry. Dobson. Downs. Livingston with the back header, but Parker's there. Good play there by Parker for Forest. A little touch for Clough. Jimson just keeping onside. Ball now switched to Starbuck. Forest leading 2-1. Looking for the cushion of a 2-goal lead. Parker. Hodge. Pearce. Crosby to Hodge. Hodge has done well. Crosby. Jameson. Couldn't get the shot in. Was caught in two lines there for a moment. Thought it was coming closer to him. Smith now. Gallagher with a great break for Coventry. May have just gone a little too wide. He's kept it in play, but whoa, my goodness. Pierce was thundering at him, and he whacked it in amongst the crowd there. They had to duck, just as Gallagher had to take pretty sharp avoiding action himself. Free kick with 5 minutes left. Free kick to Coventry. So let's see what happens here. Burrows, the right back for Coventry. Dobson with a chance maybe of turning it back. Oh, a great save, and somehow they got it away. It was Stuart Pearce, in fact, having scored the second goal for Forest at that end. Saved an almost certain goal there. It was a great strike by Dobson, who's never scored for Coventry. And in the end, it was Pearce who got it over his own goal line for another corner for Coventry. Greg Downs on the far side now. Inside the last 5 minutes. Coventry looking for this second goal. Kilcline up there. Gallagher trying to get in there. Livingston with his back to the goal, looking for a yard, and it was denied him by the Forest defence as it comes to Clough. No, he's hit it straight at Dobson. Here's Gin picking up the pace again for Coventry. Driving through that central area. Just as Crosby now takes it up for Forest. Clough challenging, Crosby as well. Here's Jensen wide on the wing. Kilcline holding him up. Clough looking for a cross, but not a lot of support down there. 3 minutes are left. Crosby into Jensen. Hodge has made a little break. Here's Pearce again. Jemson. Chettle. Starbuck. He'll come for Laws. Okay, time for man of the match then, Ian St John.
Well, I've decided to give it to Brian Laws today. I think he's had a fantastic game at right back. His use of the ball has been first class.
Here's a cross. It's a great finale, this. This is real cup-tie stuff now as Hodge gets in there, holding up Gallagher. 2 minutes of the game left. Forest leading 2-1. Coventry coming at them, looking for an equaliser, but are so aware that Forest can catch them on the break. 2-1, it would certainly leave the second leg at Highfield Road excitingly poised. Chettle. Starbuck. Losing it to Greg Downs. Stopped again by the man of the match, Brian Laws. Jemson. Oh, he's gone round to Klein. No foul. Referee played an advantage, in fact. And Clough to Pearce. Clough again. Hodges made the break. And he couldn't quite turn it in. And there are the two, you see, Jin, who's had a terrific game, and how great to see them both smiling with each other at the end of long 90 minutes of a semi-final. John Sillett, the Coventry manager, must have felt that at 1-1 there was a great chance. There's still a great chance at 2-1, of course, but that Stuart Pearce goal ruined his afternoon. And Coventry just happy to play the ball amongst themselves in defence and play out the last few minutes, or seconds rather. Walker with a header. Jemson. Starbuck. Touch for Laws. The rain pouring down now as we come to the last seconds of the first leg of this Littlewoods Cup semi-final. Morrow's chasing with this one, and there goes the final whistle. It's a 2-1 victory for Nottingham Forest, but it means the second leg is really well poised to be played at Highfield Road, Coventry. Nigel Clough with a penalty, Stuart Pearce with a stunning free kick, and between those two goals, Steve Livingston scoring for Coventry City. Let's get a quick verdict from the Coventry manager, John Sillett, with Gary Newman.
John, you fought like tigers in the second half.
Yeah, proud of them. Proud of every one of them, Gary. You know, it's a hell of a goal, isn't it? The second one for them. Superb free kick by Piercy, but the fighting, the characters there. This game's not over yet by a long shot. Hey, kids, we're going to be there, I'll tell you now. We're going to be there.
This lot are a good... Forest are a good side away from home.
And we're a good side at home, guys. So it's going to be one hell of a match. Bring the cameras. We'll put the business on for you. I promise you that, OK? Come on.
We'll
Great. Brilliant.
What would he have been like? And they won. John Sillett there, Coventry losing 2-1. We'll have Graham Taylor's verdict after the break and all the goals from yesterday as well. Don't go away.